Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine, and today I want to talk about General Hospital. I just released a video about what a Drew plot twist could potentially be, and so I could not stop watching this episode and thinking about some of the things you guys said in the comment section, some of the things I said in the video, and I said we need to talk about this episode because a whole lot went down. So please hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member if you're able to. And I will say thank you in advance. But right now, we're going to get right into it and talk about this episode. We're going to begin with some things I didn't really care about. So, of course, I'm talking about Cody. Cody falling back to his old ways, wanting to gamble. We know Selena Wu's coming back to the show and he want Brad to contact her and blah blah blah. All of Cody's scenes with Tracy, I fast forwarded through, um, and I just kind of skimmed through him and Brad because I'm back to not liking Cody again. Another scene that annoyed me was Lulu and Laura because Laura is just sort of co-signing Lulu's bad decision making. Whereas, Charlotte is really actually safe with Valentine. She doesn't know it, but she chose Valentine over her. And Lulu was still talking about risking her life to go save Charlotte when Charlotte's perfectly fine. And she lived like on a run, her and Lucky with Luke and Laura and all that kind of stuff. So, Charlotte's both just having the kind of interest she had when she was a kid. But anyway, a scene that I wasn't mad at was Kai and Trina. I very much warmed up to them as a couple. And, we know he can't go to the NFL because that means, he wouldn't be on the show anymore. So he's probably going to get an injury or something's going to happen. But his decision um, that he has to make between the NFL draft and, another year at PCU um, is something that it was nice to see Trina was sort of supportive, not telling him what to do, but letting him know whatever he decides, it's going to be the best for him. And so now let's get into the big stuff. So, for those of you who don't know, Leslie Charleston passed away, and it's weird that the very first episode that comes on after we learn that she's passed away is Tracy talking about Monica's declining health and how, she doesn't want things she can be the matriarch and Stella letting her know that she kind of already is. So it's like the show has already begun to prepare for Monica's passing, but it just felt differently, because they may even knew that it was coming because we don't know how closely she was still with the production and how Frank said that she was a close friend. And so he probably was preparing for her character to pass on the show based on his dialogue. But it was just a surreal moment to see them say that in this episode. And then there's the standoff, the portion Isaiah was caught in between. You got Carly and Sonny versus Willow and Drew. We have sort of Nina in the middle. And we're going to get into it because I've even noticed people who didn't even see my video where I said that I think that that's not really Drew. That's an imposter, possibly wearing a mask. And in this episode, if you watch that video where I talked about he could potentially be Peter or Shallow, and I was leaning more towards Peter, but in today's episode, he was really leaning more towards Shallow. So I'm like going back and forth of that ain't Drew. I don't know who that is, but that's not Drew. With each episode, he seems to become more and more sinister. And, as you can see, with Drew slash Shiloh, Peter, or whoever he is manipulating Willow, telling her, look, Carly's just trying to mess with your emotions, which is the exact same thing that he's doing. And she lets Willow know that he's trying to separate you from the people that would care about you. And that's exactly what he's doing. And that's exactly what a cult leader would do. So today I was leaning more towards, that Shallow in a mask. But we also had this scene with Nina and Sonny where Nina basically brokered a deal with Sonny, let Willow handle the kids. And so she won't interfere with him and Carly handling Michael's medical situation, which, unbeknownst to them, got way worse because of Cyrus's injecting him with digitalis. He was about to go into cardiac arrest, and when lidocaine didn't work, Isaiah, he went on ahead and used his best judgment and said, we're going to give him this stuff that will counteract digitalis if that's what the situation is, and it worked. Meanwhile, while they're saving Michael, you've got Portia with her hat in her hand asking for Brad's help and his discretion in trying to find out if there were more patients with Digitalis. And Brad, he's not always a bad guy. He's like, yeah, of course I'll help. If, someone is doing this in the hospital, I'll definitely help you. So this led me to, this scene where, Sonny lets Carly know, Willow, you get the kids. We're going to deal with Michael. And Nina got the shock of her life. She brokered the deal between Sonny and Willow, but Willow's over here like she's in a cult, giving all the praise to the leader, even though he didn't really do anything. And Isaiah broke the news to Portia that it's time to contact the police because Michael, was injected with digitalis. And, this is a problem. Somebody is getting rid of people over here at General Hospital. And this was the scene I was about to allude to when I was talking about Sonny and Carly. This scene, I was a little disappointed because Lucas came out and, told them that, Michael had some distress, but he's okay now. I wanted Lucas to say, look, I'm not trying to be a snitch, but I think y'all need to put a guard in Michael's room because he was injected by some unknown person with digitalis. And, it was the attempted M word. Once again, as I always try to remind you, I can't say certain things on YouTube. So you know what the M word is, what Cyrus was trying to do to him. Basically be an angel of mercy is what they call it. And so I really want this storyline to continue to move forward. But I'm just so upset that no one has really told any of the people who really need to know about the digitalis situation because that there's an issue with it that Sam, Dex, and now Michael, someone is running around being a serial, you know what. So I want to see the reactions of Alexis finding out that, Sam's demise wasn't an accident. We've already got Brennan knowing that Cyrus is the culprit when it comes to Dex. He's eventually going to find out that he's also the culprit with, if he was the one about Dex, then he's also the one with Michael and Sam. So I just want these puzzle pieces to come back together a little faster. I do know February sweeps begins on January the 30th. So we got about 2 weeks before the ish hit the fan. Because usually the week leading into February sweeps or May sweeps or November sweeps or July sweeps, whatever sweep month it is, usually they will do something big leading into that week to get everybody excited about what's coming. for the sweeps month. Because if you don't know, sweeps month is the 4 times of the year where the networks get to alter the prices of their commercials, what they charge people. So if a show has high ratings, then they can increase the price to advertisers. And if it's low ratings, then then they have to lower the price or try to justify the price or keep it where it is. So, that's why they pull out all the stops for the sweeps months, because those are the months where advertisers, you know, their rates are decided. So that is it for this video. I just thought it was such a timely video with Leslie Charlton passing away yesterday, and then them talking about Monica potentially passing away and Tracy taking the mantle of the Quartermain matriarch, and then they even talked about the house, because in my other video, I talked about the house. Like, would Monica actually give Tracy the house finally? Or would she stick it to her, because they're sort of like fun adversaries? Would she give the house to Olivia, which would, keep the joke going about, someone other than Tracy being in charge of the Quartermain mansion? So with that, I want to know what you thought about this episode. I thought there was so much going on, so much I enjoyed. Isaiah saving Michael, Shiloh or whoever he is, because it ain't Drew. You know, Seeing even more in this episode how much he's manipulating Willow, and the writers use Carly to tell her point blank, he's isolating you. That's what abusers do. That is not what Drew does. So with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.